Hi, welcome to our live stream today here at Automation Fair. My name's Adam Page, and I'm the Global Alliance Lead for the PTC partnership that we have today. Really excited today about what we have going on here in the ROK Studio booth at an Automation Fair. Welcome Steve Dertien from PTC, EVP and CTO. We're here to talk today a little bit about what PTC is showing in their booth and what's exciting here at Automation Fair. So Steve, thanks for being here.
Yeah, awesome to be here.
Yeah. Today, if you have any questions, please feel free, but I think a lot of our viewers today really know PTC from engineering as well as their IoT and AR portfolio. So Steve, tell me a little bit about our partnership. We've been in a partnership now for about 4 years. You know, what's changed in 4 years as we've gone forward?
Yeah, so on the partnership side, really it's, Rockwell to PTC is the industrial big brother, if you will. A lot of your customers on the factory side really are looking for solutions that we have in terms of IoT, Kepware, ThingWorx, and so forth. And so the partnership's really inclusive of that, plus some of our augmented reality capabilities. And over the last 4 years, certainly starting with how do we unlock value inside customers, now to kind of scaling through repeatability. A lot of the learning curves and things like that we've both done, together over that period of time. A few interesting things in between that kind of caused some challenges with that, but overall, kind of healthy, growing, and really helping customers do repeatable value through the use of IoT and connectivity in their factories.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're CTO, obviously technology is your focus. So let me know, tell me a little bit more about customers' demands on modernization. How are you looking at cloud, subscription as a service? What are you doing in the PTC portfolio to address that?
Yeah, so we're going to provide software to customers in a variety of different needs. Clearly, if I use Kepware as an example, there's an on-prem edge aspect of that, but some customers might have dozens of factories, hundreds of lines, numerous assets, if you will, that are out there. And so one of the things that we want to do is make it easier to manage that infrastructure that customers have. Like, as we think about cybersecurity and how to manage it, how can you effectively deploy and take care of that? So some aspect of what we're doing is just making lives of our customers easier to administer. On the other end is like whole total value, like what can we do when we can collaborate through the use of the cloud, adding innovative features inside of our engineering software, so Creo and Windchill, or subsequently what we're doing with ThingWorx, courtesy of another mutual partnership with Microsoft and the advanced analytics. And so the world's evolved quite a lot over the last 4 years in the use of cloud technology, and we want to kind of be right there lighting it up the best way possible, so our customers can use it.
Absolutely.
The software as a service aspect, some of our customers are saying, look, I want the value from it, but I just like the technical management of everything that goes inside is not as interesting. If you could continually deliver value, again, similar to some of Rockwell's products announced this week as well, we're all, being value centric in terms of how to give, the most to our customers.
Absolutely, that's great. So as we think about the PTC portfolio, CAD, PLM, IoT, AR, how is PTC bringing those solutions together to really build one outcome that customers can get out of their investment, and how is that integrating also with other solutions?
Yeah, so if you look at like what our engineers do in Creo, whether you're a machine builder, factory operator, OEM, a lot of the design that actually happens inside that, how we partner on like Emulate 3D, for example, to allow the controls engineer to work alongside the design engineer and really simulate the effectiveness there. So some of the integrations obviously through partners or simulation technology with ANSYS, how we actually coordinate all that, how we ultimately manage that in Windchill as a good ecosystem. So if you're doing equipment definition and all the process planning thereof, doing a lot to help engineering firms really help understand how they're going to do all the organization, their process plans, the work instructions, the quality data, everything they need to make that thing. So in our booth, we're showcasing our customer Polaris, where I think that's pretty recognizable to most people, at least here in the United States, but as they go through and think about the variety that goes into a product like theirs, how do you manufacture that? A lot of what we do on the engineering side is give them the tools to do that.
Right.
Transversely, on the IoT side, how do we guarantee that we're getting the performance we need out of the factory to make those things, and kind of connecting that digital thread between, kind of our intent or the plan and, how we're actually performing, and then having the feedback loops to say, make this change, make this improvement, drive this process efficiency, and get more throughput, more quality, more velocity, if you will. And that's, as we break down the use cases that customers have, that's a good example. You could move into other areas like how do you do sustaining maintenance and operations on the production lines, or in Polaris' case, even on the product itself after it leaves the factory. And again, more and more of our customers are looking to kind of harvest more of what comes out of the manufacturing process,
Right.
And put it either into engineering or services hands or customer success, and a little bit more futuristic, build more digital offerings that kind of complement their products as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you've alluded to all the value that your products are bringing, but as you think about the investment that your customers are making, our customers are making, what is PTC changing to really get the ROI quicker? Are you building products that are more suited for what they need? Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, I would say some of it is use case driven. Like, how do we take all the voice of the customer that we have on use cases that we hear and see repeatedly, but find ways to get faster time to value? And I don't mean that in a cliche sort of sense. Like, how do you really focus down and say, this absolutely solves a huge critical need in a meaningful manner? And then, how do we layer on additional value? So we're really kind of focused on what that would look like. You can actually see what we're doing in ThingWorks as we move, more and more into solutions, if you will, that kind of do that, whether it's frontline workers and helping the operators be more efficient at the work we're asking them to do so that they don't have the overhead of managing complex data on their end. In the end, get products built, not manage systems. And just really thinking thoughtfully on who the benefactors are, whether it's the operator, the plant manager, the operations and supply chain folks, and just look at those use cases in terms of what we can bring together. And then obviously, our journey to software as a service is to say, how can we turn more things on quickly so that we're not really in a gating condition, like what version of software am I on? How do we bring everybody along? So evolving the solutions so that you can essentially take immediate advantage of them when the time's right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's great insight. And this is a great strategic partnership. Our portfolios really align well together between Rockwell and PTC. So I want to thank you for being here today. Really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in today. This has been our little blip from the PTC partnership, and we're excited to be here at Automation Fair and continue the conversations with our customers. Stay tuned for the next session, the future of workforce here at Automation Fair.
Cool.
Excellent.
Thank you for having me.
Perfect.
It's awesome.